RadioSirius.com.
Okay, students, now we are in the very third lecture of the Redoc RRE series, Rapid Rank Enhancer series, where we are going to complete one chapter a day, right from basics to advanced level. Okay, so this is a very important chapter because not questions will not come directly, may not come directly from this, but it is a linked up chapter. It is linked up with the many other chapters. So if you are lacking any confidence in this one, if you have any doubts in this one, it is indirectly going to affect your score. Okay, and it is very basic chapter required by every students to study minutely. Some students, because of the overconfidence, what they will do, they will neglect this. There are a lot of misconceptions about this chapter. Okay, so because of that they are losing marks. Instead of getting +4, they may get -1 mark. Okay, so overconfidence also not required and underconfidence also not required. So let us continue with this redox reaction in one shot, RRE series 3. Okay, so this is the third lecture. We are going to complete redox reaction, and in one lecture you will be master in redox reaction, I hope. And it is possible when you pay attention right from the beginning and will not miss a single sentence till the last, maintaining your interest and watching the video till last is most important. Okay, so because at what point of already I have squeezed that 5 to 6 lectures of each chapter into one lecture, so this is the minimum time you are going to get. So that's why you have to be attentive enough. Understood? So redox reactions, some terms, oxidation, reduction, oxidizing agent, and reducing agent. Okay, you may feel that already we know this, but not like that. Okay, so oxidation is the process. Oxidation is the process in which loss of electron. Okay, loss of electron. First thing and reason mostly useful. When there is a loss of electron, then that process, that reaction is called as a oxidation. Otherwise, we can say increase in oxidation number. Okay, so oxidation can be loss of electron or increase in oxidation number. Otherwise, addition of oxygen. Okay, addition of oxygen. And second one is removal of hydrogen. What is the next one? Removal of hydrogen. Okay, so these are the mostly used questions. Okay, so but they may feel these are very basic and questions will not come on this topic, but it is a wrong impression. Okay, how the question came and how the people got negative marks because of the overconfidence, that I am going to give you one example. Okay, so reduction is instead loss of electron, it will be gain of electron. Increase in oxidation number is equal to decrease in oxidation number. And addition of oxygen, here you are going to write removal of oxygen. And removal of hydrogen is addition of hydrogen. Okay, so here I am writing addition of hydrogen. Okay, so this is the most known fact, but it is a wrong fact. Okay, so that is the difference between when you learn from an experienced faculty and who knows the problems faced by the students after writing the exam, where what are the misconceptions embedded into their mind. That is only, and I am here to clear you in one lecture. Okay, so addition of hydrogen is a reduction or not? Let me see you example, a live example. Ca plus H2 gives CaH2. Okay, CaH2 is an important compound. This also you may get one MCQ. It is called as a hydrolith. Okay, So hydrolith. So that hydrolith is produced. Now this is one direct question from the S block. Okay. Now here addition of hydrogen, that means it should be reduction or not, but it is not. It is an oxidation because before reaction it is oxidation number is how much? 0. After reaction its oxidation number is how much? +2. So increase in oxidation number is oxidation. Okay. So that's why I will tell you once again. So right from the beginning, try to be attentive. Many misconceptions are embedded regarding the chapter because of the overconfidence. Okay. And a variety of questions, more variety of the questions you attempt, the more clarity you are going to get. Okay. Now oxidation and reduction misconcepts. I think understood. Now oxidizing agent. Okay. There are certain proper oxidizing agents like KMNO4. It is the most important oxidizing agent. The beauty of this is it can act as a oxidizing agent in acidic medium. It can act as a oxidizing agent in basic medium, and it can also act as a oxidizing agent in neutral medium also. Okay. And next one is most useful K2Cr2O7. But the problem with this is it can act as a oxidizing agent only in acidic medium. It can act as a oxidizing only in acidic medium. Okay. So about this there is a technique, memory technique that I will give you in another lecture. Okay. But for the this chapter point of view, it is the oxidizing agent. And what is the change in medium, what is the effect, that I am going to give you one more video lecture, a short video lecture on KMNO4, oxidizing properties of KMNO4 I am going to give you. Okay. So for that whenever I upload a video you should get a notification. So I request all of you to subscribe this channel, and all possible mobile numbers which you have, from all mobiles, if you subscribe then you will get notification some or other mobile. Then it will be easy for you to, this is a competitive world. When you grab the information in very fast, you are first in your field. Okay. So to grab the information fast you have to subscribe and give a like, then you will get notification immediately. Okay. So K2Cr2O7, and other than this HClO4 perchloric acid. Okay, there are a lot of KMN, HNO3. This is also oxidizing agent. Okay, and some requests have came, sir, how to identify which is oxidizing agent and which is reducing agent and which is both. How to identify that also technique is there. Okay, slowly, I will give you tricks so that I don't want you to mug up and end up winning a hard work. Okay, I want all of you to do a smart work. Understood? So there will be a video about the KMNO4 activity in acidic, basic, and neutral medium, and there will be a video to find out which is oxidizing agent, which is reducing agent, which is both. Okay, there is a technique about it that I will tell you in a separate lecture. Okay. Now reducing agent, the substance which itself undergoes the oxidation but reduces others. Oxidizing agent also same. The substance which undergoes reduction but oxidizes others is called as oxidizing agent. Next, coming to the reducing agent, most important agent is NaBH. Okay, so it is a reducing agent, and lithium aluminium hydride. Okay, and H2 oblique PD. Okay, and H2 oblique or SnCl2. Okay, oblique HCl, Zn oblique HCl. Okay, sometimes it is written as a Hg-Zn. These are all reducing agent. Amalgamated zinc. Okay, stannous chloride. So what does it mean is they should be reacted, then hydrogen produced will be utilized in the reaction. Okay, so these are the coupling. This is a couple which act as a reducing agent. If this is there, this is not there, it is not a reducing agent. It is there, it is not there, then it is not a reducing agent. This combination is must for a reducing agent. And what they will do, they will produce the hydrogen that must be immediately used. Okay, why it must be used? It is because it is a nascent hydrogen. there are some allotropic forms of the hydrogen. Okay, so in that you will come to know which is more powerful reducing agent. Okay, so for that there is already one video, hydrates, types of hydrates and their allotropes. Okay, next, reducing agents is over. Okay, so we have studied how many terms? Four terms: oxidation, reduction, oxidizing agent, and reducing agent. Okay, so I think basic terms you are clear now. Okay, students, now we are in the next segment. We are going to learn Navaratna. Okay, Navaratna means 9 important points, which are very essential for finding out the oxidation number. Okay, they are very basic points. So first, let us start with the elementary state. In elementary state, every element oxidation number is how much? It is 0. Okay, elementary state means let it be, there is no restriction in number of atoms. Let it be one atom. Okay, let it be two atoms, let it be three atoms, let it be four atoms, let it be eight atoms. Okay, but the type of atoms should be how many? One. Okay, so these are elementary molecules. What they are called as? They are called as a elementary molecule. Okay, so in all of them oxidation number is how much? 0. Any element in the elementary state oxidation number will be how much? 0. Okay, all elements will show 0 oxidation number in their elementary state. First point, I think, is it understood? Okay, so next is alkali metal. Alkali metals does not show variable oxidation state property. Their oxidation number is always fixed. Okay, what are those? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, and francium. Okay, so these are the elements of alkali metal. Wherever you find them in the compound, in which compound, not in elemental state, in compound, definitely there will be oxidation number is fixed as +1. Okay, so you should not have any doubt, they are not going to change their oxidation number at all. Understood? Their oxidation number is how much? Always +1. Okay, so how to remember? लीना की रब से फ्रेंडशिप. ओके, अदरवाइज लीना की रूबी से फ्रेंडशिप. लीना की रूबी से फ्रेंडशिप. ओके, next coming to the alkaline earth metals. Okay, and all of them is going to show +2 oxidation number. What are those oxidation numbers? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, barium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. Okay, so these are the elements which also shows fixed oxidation number, not a variable. Okay, so their oxidation number is how much? +2. Beta, Mange, Kar, Santhro, Bap, Raji. Okay, how to remember? Beta, Mange, Kar, Santhro, Bap, Raji. Okay, so they are the alkaline earth metal whose oxidation number is how much? +2. Okay. Now, hydrogen being a smallest atom, but it shows the different types of oxidation number. In elementary state, as usual, it is how much? 0. But if it combines with metal, okay, if it is a metal hydride, like CaH2, as just now I told you, AlH3, aluminum hydride, sodium hydride, in all of them, hydrogen oxidation number is how much? -1. Okay, when hydrogen combine with metal, then it is going to show -1 oxidation number. But the same hydrogen, when it combines with non-metal hydrides, okay, non-metal hydrides, then its oxidation number is going to be +1. How much it is going to be? +1. Like NH3. NH3 is an example of non-metal hydride. H2S is a non-metal hydride. In them, how much you will put it as a hydrocarbons? In all hydrocarbons and in all non-metal hydrides, it is going to show +1 oxidation state. Okay, so out of the 9 important points I have taught you, 4 important points. We are going to learn how many? 5 more. Okay, okay, we are going to learn with the 5th point. Now we are starting with the Fifth point. Fifth point is exclusively regarding the oxygen. That's why even you can understand the importance. Oxidation number, oxygen. Okay. So there are plenty of oxidation number shown by the oxygen. Okay. So there are, if it is a oxide, monoxide, suboxide, and dioxide. In all these, oxidation number of oxygen is going to be how much? It is going to be -2. If the substance is peroxide, then oxidation number is going to be how much? -1. Superoxide, it is going to be how much? -1/2. Okay. So oxide like carbon monoxide. Okay. Carbon dioxide, carbon suboxide. In all of them, oxide C2O3. C3O2. Okay. So in carbon suboxide, carbon dioxide, and carbon monoxide, oxidation number of oxygen is going to be how much? -2. Okay. And in peroxides like H2O2, BaO2, barium peroxide, okay, and Na2O2, and benzyl peroxide, C6H5 twice O2. So in this, oxidation number of oxygen is going to be how much? It is -1. Okay. And superoxide like KO2, CSO2. Okay. So these are the elements in which superoxide are formed, and oxidation number of oxygen is going to be how much? It is -1/2. Okay. Okay. Now next sixth point. Sixth point is about the halogen. Okay. In halogen, the group oxidation number is -1. Every element of the halogen must show -1, but they also possess variable oxidation state property. So other than fluorine, rest all element can also show +1, +3, +5, and +7. Okay. So why not even number that I have mentioned in my 17th group lecture, second lecture of the 17th group, halogen family. So there I explained why not +4, why not +6, why not +2. Okay. So then this is about the halogen. Okay. Fluorine always shows -1 oxidation state only. But other halogen other than the fluorine, -1 also shown along with this oxidation number. Okay. Why only this? Just refer through the oxidation states of halogen lecture. Okay. Then coming to the binary compound. Binary compound means any compound formed by two elements only, like aluminium nitride, calcium oxide, sodium fluoride. Okay. These are some examples of the binary compound. In them, oxidation number of both will be magnitude same, but sign will be opposite. +3 and -3. Okay. +2 and -2. +1 and -1. Like this, their oxidation number will be fixed same, but magnitude will be same, but sign will be different. Okay. So in neutral compound like HNO3. So when you add oxidation number of all element, when you add oxidation number of all element, how much you should get? 0. Okay. So this is the eighth rule, and we are going to learn the most important rule of this chapter. Ninth rule is about the ions. Okay. Okay, ninth rule and most important rule. There are a lot of important example I am going to mention in my future lecture. So try to be attentive, and most new examples and innovative way to find oxidation number I am going to tell you. So stay with me till last. Okay. So in ions, okay, ions are further divided into two types. First, they are called as elementary ions. What they are called as? Elementary ions. Second one, they are called as complex ions. Okay. So elementary ion and complex ions. Okay. So let us take S2 negative. This is called a elementary ion. In elementary ion, oxidation number equal to charge. So here oxidation number is how much? -2. Okay. So Cl minus, oxidation number is how much? -1. So in elementary ion, the charge itself is equal to oxidation number. But coming to the complex ions like SO4 2 minus. Now this is not oxidation number. Okay. So for that, what you have to do, sum of the charges, sum of the oxidation number of all element must be equal to given charge. Okay. So this is elementary ion, but if I write it as a ClO3 minus, then it will become as a complex ion. In this word, how to solve? Chlorine plus 3 into oxygen is equal to minus 1. Okay. In complex ion, sum of the oxidation number is equal to charge. In elementary ion, charge itself is equal to oxidation number. Okay. Sometimes like ferrous ion. Okay. In ferrous ion, oxidation number is how much? Plus 2. Okay. In ferric oxidation number is plus 3. Okay. So in elementary ion, charge itself is equal to oxidation number. Okay. Now you have all learned about the nine rules. We have learned about the 9 rules for finding out the oxidation number. Okay. Now it is the time to utilize them. Okay. So these are certain examples where people have misconcept. My intention is to convert that misconcept into accurate concept. Okay. So when this question comes, most of the people will write it as a 8 by 4. Okay, sorry, 8 by 3. Okay, so what they will write as a 8 by 3, but it is a wrong concept. Okay, so but what is right concept and why it is wrong? Oxidation number cannot be in fraction because oxidation number is number of electron lost or number of electron gained. So electron is an indivisible. It cannot be further divided. Okay, so it cannot be further divided. Therefore, it cannot be in fraction. Okay, so this is a wrong practice. Okay. Now, what is the right practice? This comes under the category of mixed oxide. Okay. So the procedure which I am going to tell you, you have to use in case of a mixed oxide. Fe3O4 is not a compound. It is a mixture of the compounds. Okay. So what are those two mixtures? First one will be FeO. Second one will be Fe2O3. Okay. So in this one, oxidation number is plus 2. In this one, oxidation number is plus 3. Okay. So why you got that plus 8 by 3? Because here 2 iron have plus 3 into 2 plus 6. 1 iron have plus 2. Plus 6 plus 2 plus 8, and it is average of 3 iron. That's why plus 8 by 3 you got it. Okay. But it is an average oxidation number. In examination, they want absolute oxidation number. Okay. So now you may feel that you may do this question, but it is not like that. Okay. Same procedure is same, but answer is not same. Okay. Pb3O4, you should divide it into two parts as 2 moles of PbO and 1 mole of PbO2. How you will divide? You will divide it into 2 moles of PbO and 1 mole of PbO2. In this oxidation number is plus 2. In this oxidation number is plus 4. So plus 2 into 2 plus 4 divided by 3. Here also you will get plus 8 by 3, but reason is different. Okay. So now you can, I think you can solve this. For this, you have to follow the procedure of Fe3O4. Okay, this procedure is for applicable for Mn3O4 also. There also it will be MnO and Mn2O3. How to find out the oxidation number in case of the mixed oxide? First category, I think everybody understood. Like this concepts, I am going to tell you till last. Okay, so stay with me. Okay, now I am into the next category, next segment, that is mixed oxide you have studied. Now the next condition is when same element available in different part of ions. Okay, that is one element is available as a cation as or in cation, another element is available as a cation or in cation, and another is available as a anion or in anion. Okay, now let us take an example of ammonium nitrate. Okay, so here nitrogen, this nitrogen is available in the cation and this nitrogen is available in the anion. Okay, so like that if you find out, you are going to get wrong answer. Okay, what you are going to get? You are going to get wrong answer. For that, what you have to do? You have to separate NH4 plus NO3 minus. Okay. In that way, if you do it, it is -3 and you are going to get +5. Okay. So answer what you must be right. Nitrogen oxidation numbers in ammonium nitrate. So in the A option only, you will get it as a +1. And when you find out with the normal procedure, you are going to get how much? +1. So you will feel that I am correct. But answers are -3 and +5. Okay. So if they wanted to give in single correct option, option A, option B, option C. Option A +1, option B -3, option C +5, option D both B and C. So this you have to select. Okay. So you have to maintain your patience still ready to see up to the D option. Okay. So they are patience taking options. Understood? So this is one question. Understood? Now, if the question is about bleaching powder, very famous question. Okay. Bleaching powder, CaOCl2. So here this chlorine is +1, this chlorine is -1. Okay. So if you find out by the normal procedure how much you are going to get? 0. Okay. So why? Because this comes under this category. Okay. So you have to study category wise so that you will get the correct place, correct answer. Okay. Bleaching powder chlorine oxidation number is how much? Not 0. It is equal to +1 and -1. I think all of you understood now. Next, suppose if this type of question you can do. Okay. NH4 NO2 same way. Here you will change -3 and +3. Here also you are going to get how much? 0. But answer is not 0. Answer is this will be -3. This will be +3. Sorry, this will be -3. This will be +3. Like that, change in oxidation number will be there when they located at the different part of the molecule. Okay, we are in the third process, third category of finding oxidation number when peroxyl linkages are there. Okay, most important question is MCPBA. What is it? MCPBA. You know? Don't know. Okay, no problem. M stands for meta, C stands for chloro, P stands for peroxy, B stands for benzoic, okay, acid. So once name itself will tell you, it warns you. Okay. So I think most of you now you can write the answer. But if you're not able to write, don't worry. This is the benzene. Okay. This is the benzene now. And benzoic acid is supposed to be like this. Okay. And M-chloro. But it is peroxybenzoic acid. Okay. So there will be formula will be like this. MC triple bond OH. Sometimes you will be given like this. In examination, what they will give? CO3H they will give. Ortho meta. Okay. M-chloroperoxybenzoic acid. This is a epoxidizing agent in the organic, but we are not going to that here. Finding out the oxidation number of this carbon. Okay. So if you take it as a 3 into -2, then it will be -6. But it is not like that. Okay. So here all three oxygens appear to be together. Okay. All three oxygens appear to be together. Then how to identify them? Okay. So I am giving you detailed structure of CO3H. This is chloro. Okay. So here this is called as a peroxyl linkage. Whenever an oxygen combined with the another oxygen, then you should write it as a -1 and -1. This is -2. So by the normal method, if you do it, it is going to be how much? -6. Accordingly, you will assign the oxidation number of this carbon. So don't get into the trap. All oxygens, if written together, does not mean that all of them same. Okay. So I am going to give you another example, butterfly structure. Okay. Most of the people are aware of it, but for some people are not aware. If they are aware also, there is no clarity about it. Okay. So CrO5, chromium pentoxide. Okay. So here oxidation number of chromium is you will get +10, but it is highly impossible. Okay. A good element like osmium, ruthenium. Okay, these are the two elements which shows maximum oxidation number of +8. Okay, maximum oxidation number shown by this is an important objective. +8 oxidation number, highest oxidation number is shown by which are the following two elements. Then what you will write? Osmium and ruthenium. Okay, so what is their highest value? +10. So how it can cross? But it appear to be very correct. Okay, but this is because of the peroxy linkage. We are into that category. And how many of peroxy linkage, how many are not peroxy linkage, that we will identify with the structure only. Okay, how you will identify? You will identify with the structure. Okay, now this there is a linkage, peroxy linkage, so -1 -1, peroxy linkage -1 -1. So there is no peroxy linkage -2 +2. Okay, so total charge of the oxygen is now how much? -6. So oxidation number of chromium will be +6. Okay, so some students what they will write, acha, there should be some exception, +10 is not possible, I will write as a +5. Not like that. Okay, one oxygen which is doubly bonded is -2, rest 4 oxygens are only peroxy oxygens. Okay. Okay, next another example in the peroxy linkage is Carros acid. Carros acid is H2SO5. Okay, here all appear to be same, and when you substitute and simplify, you are going to get +8. Is it possible for sulfur to lose 8 electrons? Already it got 6 electrons in its valency shell, and some students asked out, sir, how you will come to know it is exception or not? Nowhere exception, simple logic, basic. If you're perfect, chemistry is not full of exception. If somebody is saying exception, that means he is hiding something to you. Okay, so +8 is not possible. Immediately you will come to know that means there is some peroxy linkage. Okay, what is there? There is some peroxy linkage. So sulfur can form maximum of how many bonds? Only 6 bonds. Okay, so out of this normal sulfuric acid will be like this. Okay, so there is one more oxygen extra, then what I will do, I cannot increase its number of bonds because it got only 6 bonds capacity, 6 unpaired electrons, 6 electrons can provide. Okay, so this is peroxy linkage, this is peroxy linkage, -1, rest all are the -2. Okay, you may ask, sir, there is no double bond. I am not talking about the double bond. If oxygen is bonded to another oxygen through single bond, then it is called as a peroxy linkage. In that condition, oxidation number is going to be -1. Okay. Okay, we are in the next segment. We have studied about the mixed oxide procedure. We have studied about the element available in both cation and anion. We have studied about the elements in which peroxy linkage chance is there and how to identify when to use a peroxy linkage. And now we are going to study when structure is given, you have to find out oxidation number. Okay, so here there are two categories I am dividing. If coordinate bond is there, then different category. If coordinate bond is not there, then it is a different category. First, we are going to study simplest method without coordinate covalent bond. Okay, so if two elements are bonded together and their electronegativity is exactly same, then oxidation number is going to be how much? 0. Okay, so let us take another example. When electronegativity of A less than electronegativity of B, when there is a one bond, that time it is going to be -1, it is going to be +1. Okay, number of bonds and more electronegative minus, less electronegative plus. Okay, suppose there is a double bond. Suppose there is a double bond. It is going to be -2 and it is going to be +2. It is going to be what? -2 +2. Now you can understand the next sentence also. What is that sentence? 3 bonds. It is going to be -3. It is going to be +3. If there is no coordinate covalent bond, how you will do it? You will find out with the number of bonds and more electronegative you will give minus charge, less electronegative will give plus charge. If their electronegativity is same, then because of that bond, the charge is going to be how much? 0. Oxidation number is going to be how much? 0. Okay, so I'm going to give you one beautiful example, most important example. It is none other than carbon suboxide. Which oxide? Carbon suboxide. Okay, carbon suboxide is C3O2. Okay, what is the formula? C3O2. So here, what you have to do, you have to write like this, because more bonds capacity is carbon. This is the structure. Okay, so here these two elements are of different electronegativity, and which is more electronegative? This is more electronegative. So this will be -2, this will be +2. Because of this bond, this is going to be 0, this is going to be 0 with respect to this bond, because both are same electronegative. And because of these two, okay, both are same, so this is going to be 0, this is going to be 0. Okay, but because of this bond, it is going to be +2, this is going to be -2. Okay, so this carbon oxidation number is 0 plus 2, it is +2. This carbon oxidation number is how much? 0. This carbon oxidation number is +2. This carbon oxygen oxidation number is fixed, as it is not a peroxyl linkage, -1, -2. Is it understood? So like this, you can find out how it is possible when structure is given. And how many rules are there? Only two rules. Same electronegativity 0, different electronegativity, more electronegative minus, less electronegative plus. This is possible when coordinate covalent bond is not there. If there is a coordinate covalent bond, how to approach that, we are going to study it now. Stay with me and stay tuned, stay attentive, try to write the notes. Okay. Okay, now we are in the category of when coordinate covalent bond is there. Okay, so last category, when there is a coordinate covalent bond. Okay, if coordinate in this one first part. Okay, in this one first part is if coordinate covalent bond, if coordinate covalent bond from less electronegative, less electronegative to more electronegative, more electronegative. Okay, so both will get both will get +2 and -2. Okay, respectively. What is this English statement? I will explain with some example. Okay, what is that example? See here, N2O5. What is the example? N2O5. So this is an example of less electronegative to more electronegative. Okay. So if I explain this nitrogen, I think it is sufficient. Okay. So this nitrogen and oxygen, there is a single bond, -1 and +1. Because of this bond, I am telling you. Okay. And because of this bond, it is +2, -2. Okay. Now this is less electronegative to more electronegative. So less electronegative will get +2, more electronegative will get -2. Okay. So now this oxidation number of this nitrogen, okay, is how much it is? +5. Is it understood? Or should I explain it clearly? Okay, so the nitrogen oxidation number, because of this coordinate number, coordinate is because of this rule, more less electronegative to more electronegative, if the bond is projected, then less electronegative will get +2, more electronegative will get -2. Simple, it is equal to one double bond only. Okay, so same here. Here two bonds are there, two, and less electronegative +2, more electronegative -2. Here single bond is less electronegative +1, -1. Like that, here also you are going to get how much? +5. Okay. So don't think that this is some advanced level information. It is there in a NCERT P block element of second year or 12th class. Okay. In 12th class P block element 50, it is given as nitrogen cannot show pentavalency but can show +5 oxidation state. Why? further explanation is this one. It is not some advanced information I am telling you, which never comes in the exam. It is there a basic level, okay, but asked in the advanced format. Okay, format is advanced, but level is basic. Okay. Now coming to the second of the coordination covalent bond. Okay. Now if coordinate covalent bond is from more electronegative to less electronegative, okay, then oxidation number of both is zero. Both is how much? Zero. Okay. So let us take an example, H and C. This is the structure of HNC. Okay, hydrogen isocyanide. HCN, I think everybody know. So if you don't know, then no problem. I will teach you HCN. Okay. So because of this three bonds, it is -3, it is +3. Okay. Non-metal hydride, it is going to be +1, it is going to be -1. So carbon oxidation number is going to be how much? +2. Okay. So this is a simple example are based on the previous rules. Now coordinate covalent bond is from more electronegative to less electronegative. So you cannot count it in the oxidation number. This coordinate covalent bond, because of this it is zero. But there are other bonds are there, for that you have to count it. Okay. So more electronegative -2, less electronegative +2. Okay. So because of this bond, more electronegative -1 +1. So nitrogen oxidation number is how much? -3. Carbon oxidation number is how much? +2. Hydrogen oxidation number is how much? +1. Total oxidation number is how much? 0, because it is a neutral molecule. Like that, you should be able to find out oxidation number. Okay. So that's all for the day. I think you have understood all examples with clear explanation. Thank you for being with me. Tomorrow we will meet, or in the next lecture, we will meet with the next chapter. Very important chapters I am covering in the starting stage. So don't try to miss not even a single lecture. If you feel anywhere any doubt, then you go through that lecture again and again. Try to maintain your notes. Have best of luck for your exams. Let it be any exam, NEET, IIT, CSIR, any exam, all exam, basic level to advanced level I am covering up. Okay. Bye.